It's a short police siren. Okay, so I wanted to make a funny video this week, but my life is a tragic mess, as always. I am clumsy, I tripped and fell, and hurt my hand, my chin, and my knee. Like, I literally am icing it as we speak, because I can't really walk. I feel like a pirate with a peg leg. That's not an exaggeration. So like, I'm getting better, but I don't really feel well enough to move around and be funny. Which makes me really sad because I'm in Austin and I'm having like such a great time. I used to live here for 2 years and it's great. It's such a great place. It's so fun. There's so much stuff to do. If you've never heard, 6th Street is just insane. It's so crazy. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they shut down the street so whatever 1,000 people are just like running around drunk from hopping from bar to bar. I personally don't go there anymore because it's just too much. But anyway, coming to Austin has been such a cool experience. Like, it's been so nice to be back and see my old friends and meet some new friends. No, I don't meet new friends, I'm not friendly. Thankfully, the best of the weather was last week while I was fine. And so like, by the time I hurt myself, it was raining, so I could just lay on the couch and be sad. It's wet. I promise I am barely exaggerating this for the camera. To make matters worse, I did go to my favorite bar, which is Barbarella, because on Tuesday night they have a gay night. So I took a couple Advil and sucked it up and danced on my knee, which made it probably worse. But I did have access to a car yesterday, Wednesday, because my friend Eliel, who was also in town, was giving a talk at A&M in College Station. So we drove over there and he did his talk. It was lovely. It was cool to see A&M because I've never been there before. We just make fun of it. But I digress. So while I was taking the car back to the rental shop, I did like get out and try to like see a tiny bit of the city that I can't really walk to right now. Such a mess. Everybody has bad shit happen to them, right? It's not just me. Okay, to be fair, I did bring the bad shit on myself because I'm a clumsy idiot. It's really weird to be back because over the 2 years that I lived here, it felt like home. It's so strange because a place that used to be home doesn't feel like home anymore. I mean, that's how SoCal felt when I lived here. But it's really cool. Everyone should move away from home for a little while, even if not forever. It's just so jarring being like forced into a new situation where you have to adapt. Even though I'm still in the US, it's still a different culture than in SoCal. Like, I found it very hard to make friends when I first moved here because I wasn't prepared for it. Americans had such diverse personalities and ways of life and ways of communication and things like that. It's just something you don't know until you live somewhere else. People down here are very, very polite, but they're also very private. It was really weird because people seem so incredibly friendly, but like, I felt very hard to grow close to people. People who live in, I guess Texas is kind of the South. It's debatable, but either way, like people in Texas and the South are so incredibly polite and will be warm to you, but on a certain level, they're also very guarded. And it's a weird dichotomy that it took me so long to get used to. I mean, now I'm used to it. I mean, I have a lot of good friends. It just took a while to build those friendships. To be fair, once you build those friendships, they're there forever, which is really awesome. But enough with the mushy-gushy. Feelings. Get them off. Get them off. Get them off. There are other weird things, like the fact that Mexican food in Texas is nowhere near the Mexican food in California. There's weird slang, like, especially if I've been drinking a little. It's not like all Texans have accents, but like, it kind of creeps up on you. Like, as a former linguistics major, like, I find accents absolutely fascinating. So just like hanging out with all my friends who grew up in Texas, like, it creeps in, especially if I've been drinking, then like, the less and less I think about it, the more it happens. Or is it the other way around? I don't know. One of those is true, I promise. And not only pronunciation, but you know, there are like weird phrases that people say. It creeps into your vocabulary, like fixin' to do whatever, fixin' to, I can't. But like living here for so long and got used to it, and I'm sure I said it once or twice, but I can't bring myself to do it on purpose now. I can't, no. And the political climate of Austin is really strange. If you know, it's the liberal city in the heart of the great big red state of Texas. And like this like blending of ideas is really cool for like debate. It doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you or I are on. I am incredibly liberal. It's really cool to be able to interact with people who may or may not agree with the ways that you believe, because I feel like interacting with others like that, that's how you learn and grow, right? Right. If you're smart, that's how you learn and grow. I mean, if you're not so smart, you just shout louder and louder and louder and louder and louder until everybody else hates you. So Austin is a really cool place. I am glad that I don't live here anymore because coming from LA, it was kind of too small of a city for me personally, and after 2 years it got on my nerves and I wasn't the happiest person. So you know, it's time to go after that. It just feels nice to be back, and I'm sure every time I come back from now on, it'll be awesome. So like, I'm sorry I'm not very funny this week. I wish I would have videoed myself falling down because that probably would have been funny to watch. Probably like the most awkward Uber ride ever, just like bleeding in the car on the way home. It was terrible. Anyway, from sitting here for however many minutes I've been sitting here, my leg has gone numb from how swollen it is. So I'm gonna go lay down and elevate it again. Have a great weekend. Be safe, be safer than I am. Don't fall down because it hurts. Cheers, bitches, goodbye.